Shalom everyone, Marcus Da Costa here, just making a short video to respond to a comment that I received, and I thought it might be helpful for you to see essentially what I used to get myself started on this walk with the notion of the discipleship diet and living theoculturally. Theoculture is the idea that we should, as believers, be living in accordance to the plan of Jehovah for his creation. We can find that in the book of Genesis. We find the patriarchs, the prophets of old, they all lived that way. Theo was talking about God, and culture is cultivation. So I believe it's important for the disciples of Messiah to try and live that way, whereby they take back much of the dominion and the power that Father gave them in order to live on his creation, to subdue the earth and so on. Whereas other times in the modern day life that we're living, people often subjugate man and put them in positions where they're unable to live in accordance to abundance and so on. So what I have when I started is I started in a very small space, and I actually purchased something like some racking, which I'll show you here. Now I purchased this racking because I didn't have any space apart from a very small balcony. And with racking like this, what I did is I would plant in a tray or in pots, and originally this would come with like a plastic sheet, so it was like a mini greenhouse, and I would plant on the balcony so whatever I was planting could get some sun, and I would grow something called microgreens. Now microgreens is seeds that you allow to sprout and then you cut and eat them, and that's pretty much what I grew and grow. If we're talking about stuff that can be grown within a week to 2 weeks, so from the time you put the seed in the soil to the time it gets to your plate. So we would eat salads, which I would grow on the balcony, which, if you're not familiar with, I don't know where you're from, but it's just outside your house, a very small concreted area where you can walk around and so on. So, and that's what I would do. I would sow seeds, and then even before that, before I got this like mini portable greenhouse, I would sow seeds inside. I would sow mustards, which you can grow inside on your windowsill, and I believe, if I remember correctly, I would sow pea shoots inside as well. So to get started, you don't need to be living on land, you don't need a lot of money, you don't need a lot of investment, but all you're doing is you're exercising your faith. As far as I'm concerned, you're exercising your faith, whereby you believe that the Almighty put you on this earth, and as a result he gave you a list of things which is considered food unto you. And we find that in Genesis 1, we find that in Deuteronomy, Leviticus, and we find that many of the people of the book can be found adhering to those that parameter. We never find anyone in the Bible who is considered holy and righteous not living by the parameters that Father gave. And it's my opinion, which is why I did a teaching and published a book called The Discipleship Diet, that when Father's people live in accordance to his purpose and plan for his creation on the land that he created for them to do that on, then much of the subjugation that goes on in this world, which causes people to have to expel their energy, expel their sweat for dollars, for pounds, so that someone else can live on the land and someone else can live the way you should be living, is because we're living in an unrighteous system. We're living in an unrighteous system, but we are not to fear, we are not to be dismayed, because the Bible says that the meek shall inherit the earth. The Bible says is that if we endure, we shall inherit all things. So this, brothers and sisters, is a rehearsal. We are rehearsing righteousness, we are rehearsing holiness, and we are rehearsing that which shall we are rehearsing and we are using that which is ours, that shall manifest in a time to come. So I hope this is an encouragement to you. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section wherever you're watching this from, and I encourage you to endure in the faith, be strong, and be blessed. Shalom.